Hey, I want to talk to all of my pastors' kids, minister kids, elder kids. If your family is, your mom or dad are involved in a church, in a position, I want to talk to you because being children of our dads and our moms who are in those positions aren't always easy. And I'm just going to be honest, it sucked because all eyes were always on me and my brothers and sisters. So there was this idea that like because your parents are in this position that then you had to match that level of spirituality or giftedness or go beyond it, right? And so as someone who grew up in the church, my dad was a minister already. My mom's side of the family, all my uncles and aunts are either involved, they're either married to a pastor or minister. All my cousins, from what I know, we all either sing or play an instrument. There is a pressure to perform and to be this holy and sanctified person. That was hard because I wasn't that person. I didn't want to do that because for a long time people put my dad's calling on my life. And one of the things that I have learned in my own journey of finding Christ and learning about my calling, your parents' calling is not your calling. Let me say that again. Your parents' calling is not your calling. All right. I fought this for a long time when people were telling me you have to follow in your dad's footsteps. You have to do this, blah, blah, blah. Your grandpa was an evangelist, blah, blah, blah. You got to go talk to people, do this, boom. And I understood that. When I came to find Jesus, I understood that my calling was not my dad's calling. So if you're a pastor's kid, if you're a minister's kid, whatever it is, talk to God. And God's called you for a specific assignment for this time. I'm not here to tell you go rebel against everything that your church is telling you to do or your family's telling you to do. I'm simply telling you get on your knees and pray. Ask God to reveal what it is that He wants you to do. I found so much freedom in that because at one point in my life, I looked my dad in his face and I said, if being a Christian means anything being like you, I don't want any part of it. I started playing drums at the age of 7. I started teaching and preaching around, I think I was like 16 when I gave my first message. And since then, I've been doing that continuously, right? And so people in the church thought, well, here's the next pastor, Jorge, right? Here's the next minister, whatever, evangelist, whatever. And that simply was not me. And when you're trying to please all these people, you become so bitter towards God. You become bitter towards the church. You become bitter towards leadership. I say this because that happened to me. I was filled with anger and hurt by the church. It is exhausting trying to keep up to what people think is holy. And because of that, I became that rebellious kid. And it was just exhausting. And so when I come across Matthew 11:28-30, it says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Friends, if you're listening to this, you're a PK. Don't take it out on your parents. Don't take it out on the church. Sometimes you do have legit reasons to be angry, but I would suggest that you would take that and you would go before God and find rest in Him. Take the burden off and give it to Jesus. Know that your purpose in life isn't to be like your mom or your dad. You can follow the footsteps, but I believe God has a unique call for your life.